Hey, what's up guys? So today's video we're gonna be going to my buddy Omar's house. He has one of those Autoform AFR-X Wings, or I can't remember the exact acronym, but one of those big wings is basically an ACR wing for a Gen II Viper. So we're gonna be installing that and seeing what's involved in that. So just driving out there now, so let's see what he's got. Alright, so we are here. Let's go take a look. There's Omar's whip. Okay, so we got the car in the garage. There she is. I need to get one of these front splitters eventually. These things are badass. So it's the Autoform front splitter. But yeah, this thing looks awesome. HRE wheels. So here's the wing that we're gonna be installing. We're seeing if we can install it. So it's pretty cool. Super light, and then these are the brackets. So these big ass brackets have to mount through the back here like that, I guess, and then they attach to the frame, so this whole back panel has to come out so that we can attach to the existing bolts that are behind here, and then we can mount the actual wing to it. But we do have to cut in this back panel here, so that's going to be the sketchiest part of this whole thing. So let's take a look, see what we got, and we'll get started. Turning the car around. Thing's loud as hell. Splitter always drags on everything. Alright, so we're ripping out all the carpet first. We got this, and then we got to take off this back panel. So take out this carpet and get at the bolts back here, and maybe we gotta pull out these grommets that are here to be able to get at the bolts, take off the panel, and then we can start lining this up with the template. Okay, so we removed the tail lights on the driver's side right now. Haven't done this one yet, but basically the top tail light has 3 bolts on it, so you're gonna see 1, 2, and 3, and basically you get at those from the inside on these top 3 holes. 1, 2, and 3. So there's the 3 holes here. Again, 1, 2, 3 on the top, and those remove the top tail light, and then these 2 bottom holes are for that bottom marker light. So that's this one here. I already got it on the bench here. So that's this one with these 2 studs, which goes down there. Basically what those are a 11mm nut. It's a bunch of these nuts here, and they're 11mm. So you're gonna need a deep socket. So I mean they're only held on by plastic, so I just used an extension with this with a deep socket on the handle. And yeah, basically remove all those, and the taillights come out. So I'm gonna go ahead and start taking off the other side too. We're also gonna mark these wires so that we know which one goes where, because otherwise it might turn into a bit of a fun light show afterwards. They might all just be synced into each other and all come on at the same time, but either way we're just gonna mark them so they go in the same spot. So we'll do that, and then we'll remove this. And right now I think Omar is working on taking off the license plate area so that this whole panel can come out. Okay, we got the plate off, so we're gonna remove these bolts here. 1, 2, 3, and that should get rid of this. Also, there's 2 Phillips screws here and this panel will pop out, and then we can disconnect the two lights from the license plate bulb. So after the 3 bolts are removed and you take out these 2 Phillips screws that hold the license plate bulbs in here, basically you're gonna see this, probably a bunch of dirt and dust, same as this one, and you just turn these and pull them out. I don't know if I can do it with one hand here, but basically those just pop out, and this thing's removed. Okay, so next in the corner here, next to the taillight, there's going to be 2 8mm bolts. Basically, I took these 2 out, they look like this. So you can use an 8mm, maybe 5/16, same kind of thing. Use this type of tool just to get in here. Basically, just remove these. And inside the panel there.
Now, when played back simultaneously on 2 separate systems, the sounds are...
Okay, so next you're gonna remove this thing here. If you have, I think 2000 and plus up, you're gonna have a trunk release mechanism thing here. So you take off these 2 10mm nuts. There's one there, one below. This thing pops off, and then the lock cylinder, you have to take off this big nut here and just remove that, and then the lock falls at the back. Okay, so the panel's removed. Basically that's all off. The top just kind of slips off out of there with that big rubber gasket that was there. It holds that in place. These brackets that we're holding your taillights in from the back side, those basically just come loose, so we can put those off to the side for now. Same thing, and these are the 2 main bolts that we're going to be attaching that wing to. So this one and this one. So let's get those brackets and start seeing where all this stuff's gonna line up to. So this is the next step that you're gonna wanna do. Omar's working on that side. Basically, you're gonna loosen this bolt here on the chassis. It's a 15mm, and put this bolt on. So just so we get a rough idea where it sits. It's still loose right now. Didn't tighten it, but basically just loosen that. And then they got the supplied brackets. Put that underneath. Okay, so we got all this fancy trace outline paper that Autoform gives us. This is the markings, this rough area, if you can see. Basically it's like a 1/4 inch notch out on this I guess template here. So basically we put the masking tape on there. We're gonna trace this 1/4 inch kind of knockout thing, and that lines up with these brackets that are here that we have. And then we're also gonna have to cut here as well to bring it to connect to this bracket. So we're just masking it up right now. We'll mark it, and then the exciting part of cutting through Omar's car. You're making me fucking nervous. Okay, so here's the cut. Looks pretty good, came out good. We're gonna wait. We can't put the bracket in just yet, so we can't do the final adjustments because we still, if you can see in the bottom there, one little drill hole. We gotta cut under here. So sorry, that one hole came through. We gotta cut here because it kind of runs through this portion here before it hits this bracket here. So we're gonna cut here. We're not too worried about this because this isn't exposed, so here we don't have to be as precise with the cut, so we're probably gonna use a bigger grinder obviously. But this one we use the small little Dremel just to kind of get a nice clean cut on here. So this came out good, and then we'll work on the bottom. Okay, so we're almost there. Top hole's all clean, and we've just been working on this back one here. We're just trying to gauge how far in this way we have to actually cut. So we've just been cutting slowly so we don't cut more than we need to. We're almost there, so a little tiny bit more. Oh, almost. Tiny little, oh, don't force it. We might have to cut a bit of it out of here too. Okay, so it's not there. We actually gotta cut somewhere out of here a little bit. Just loosen this up a bit.
Which one's the one that you cut? Like not the other one?
I just gotta fucking loosen this a tiny bit. Yeah.
What about this side?
Yeah.
Just a little bit, huh?
Yeah, just to get it, because it needs to come on an angle bit. Okay, so we got this nice and mounted flush now, and we're just gonna put all the hardware in and do some more test fitting, but it looks like we're all in. We just had to make a few adjustments to the hole at the top so that it could drop all the way down. Okay, this side's all roughed in, so we got the bolts just hanging loose there. Everything's good, sits nice. So we're gonna do the same thing on this side now. Start cutting this side out with this Dremel tool, and we gotta cut all the way down again, same way here. So basically, we cut this out a little bit larger than the top, just so we didn't have to mess with it. We had a bit of play, so this is all gonna be hidden, so it doesn't have to be perfect down here. But the big thing is just getting that one up here nice and clean cut like we did. So let's cut this side. Okay, we just need a little bit more adjustment here, just make a bit more room, and we should be good. We got this all slotted out in the back here. Towed it over there?
Yeah.
What? Okay, we got her sitting nice and flush, all in, so now we can go ahead and put our brackets back in, and there's also a cross brace that we have to install too. Yeah, try to keep this
What?
the template just in case I need it eventually.
Yeah.
Inside or that side?
Like, we'll look at the pictures. Some picture goes on the outside.
Okay, so we got the wing mounted. Check this out. Oh. So we have it in this position right now, basically the most aggressive position you can put it in. If you look here. So the back one you can't really touch, but the front one is all the way down at the lowest setting. You can see on this side too, the lowest setting. And then now we just gotta basically put the hardware in and put these little brackets here. There's a cross brace here, I guess, to stop from going back or forward. So we're gonna put those in and put the hardware in and put this thing back together. Okay, so here's the here's the hardware on this side. Basically it's the 4 bolts, looks like that, and then we basically just gotta throw this bracket up here and mount it to there. And Omar's over here struggling with the other side. You get his fat sausage fingers in there on the nuts. But we're getting it together. Yeah, that wing looks badass. Okay, let's go ahead and drill this hole for this last bracket. Alright, all the hardware is tight, we're all good. We're gonna go ahead and throw that back panel on there now. This thing's pretty solid on here. We didn't tighten these yet because we're still playing with the adjustability, but we're gonna go ahead and throw that back panel on. Okay, so panel's all back in. Basically you just kind of push it all the way across. And you can actually shift it. You gotta make sure if you have stripes that they line up. We had to hit it left and right to line them up because you can have a bit of play there. So let's go ahead and throw the 2 bolts on the end in. Those little 8mm bolts or 5/16 head. The 2 on each side, and then we'll put the 3 in the middle behind the license plate and keep going. Okay, so we got these in here to put basically just spin those 2 bulbs in, then there's 2 Phillips screws, and tighten these 3 bolts. And now we're on to the tail lights. So tail lights and marker lights, so let's get those back in. We labeled them, so it shouldn't be a big issue. And then just the bolts that hold on. There's 2 bolts on the back of the marker lights, or nuts from the inside of the trunk, and then same thing on top. The 3 nuts that hold on the tail light from the inside of the trunk. Okay, she's finally all done. We got it all back together. Alright, thanks for watching that video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. We're going to be doing a lot more. Maybe breaking more shit on Omar's car over here. So it might not always be my car, but we're going to be doing something. So check back for more videos and we'll see you on the next one.